Will AI replace pharmacovigilance professionals? Will salaries fall? Which jobs will disappear? And which careers will become even more valuable? Most people are asking the wrong question. The real question isn't whether AI will replace you, it's whether AI will replace someone doing exactly what you do today. And the answer is yes, for many routine roles. Right now, close to three-quarters of pharma companies are already piloting or deploying agentic AI in their safety operations. This isn't a 2030 prediction, it's happening in 2026. But five pharmacovigilance careers are becoming even more important, not despite that shift, but because of it. Let's talk about them. Before moving forward, we have to understand AI is changing PV faster than most people realize that. Artificial intelligence is already inside adverse event intake. It's classifying cases, it's drafting narratives, it's coding meta terms. One industry first coding agent is now reporting up to 80% efficiency gain on that single task. It's detecting duplicate reports. It's translating safety reports. A case that used to take 5 hours to translate can now be handled in under a minute. It's prioritizing literature. None of this is science fiction. Multiple top 25 global pharma companies are already live on Gen AI driven case processing platforms, reporting efficiency gains as high as 65% in case processing and 90% accuracy at intake. Does that mean thousands of jobs disappear? Not exactly. History shows something different. The routine work gets automated. Higher value work becomes more valuable. And here's the part most creators won't tell you. This isn't unregulated because in January 2026, the FDA and EMA jointly published 10 guiding principles for AI in drug development, the first coordinated regulatory positions of its kind covering pharmacovigilance directly. And in December 2025, SIOMS released its working group report, the first global consensus framework on AI in PV, built on 7 principles. First one, risk-based use, human oversight, validity, transparency, data privacy, fairness, and governance. That regulatory scaffolding is exactly why the five jobs I am about to walk you through aren't going anywhere. Before moving forward, let's discuss one critical point. Will AI reduce pharmacovigilance salaries? The answer is both yes and no. Jobs likely to face salary pressure are manual case processing, data entry, simple coding, administrative reconciliation, highly repetitive activities. When AI completes these tasks faster and cheaper, companies need fewer people doing only these activities. That creates real salary pressure, and it's a structural risk for high volume case processing hubs, including large teams here in India, where a significant share of global PV headcount sits. But the professionals who understand AI, who validate AI, who govern AI, who improve AI are already commanding a premium. Industry salary data is showing 25 to 40% pay premiums for experienced signal detection and aggregate reporting professionals compared to just 2 years ago. And recruiters are now flagging a projected 35% talent shortage in specialized pharmacovigilance roles by 2030, which is driven by senior retirements and a skills gap that hasn't caught up yet. AI doesn't eliminate expertise, it increases the value of expertise. Now, let's discuss the five pharmacovigilance jobs that AI won't replace. The first one, the most important one, safety physician. AI can summarize thousands of reports. It cannot take medical responsibility. Even every one of new FDA EMA principles is built around one non-negotiable idea. AI supports human judgment. It doesn't replace human accountability. Clinical decision making stays with a licensed physician. That's not a talking point. It is now written into regulatory guidance on both sides of the Atlantic. Job number two, that is signal detection expert. Finding a statistical signal is easy. AI is genuinely good at that part. Determining whether it is a true safety issue requires scientific reasoning, and here's why that still matters more than ever. Recent testing of leading language models on clinically designed case vignettes found they reported or elaborated on planted false details in up to 83% of the cases. Mitigation prompts cut the rate but didn't eliminate it. That's not a reason to fear AI. It's a reason a trained human still has to sit between the AI's output and a regulatory submission. Let's move to job number three, risk management specialist. Risk management plans require strategic thinking. Balancing benefit and risk across a product's entire life cycle isn't something AI can simply automate. It requires judgment calls. AI isn't accountable for making those calls. Job 4, the AI governance specialist. As explained in this series video, someone must validate AI. Someone must maintain the audit trail. Regulators now expect a documented inventory of every AI system in use, mapped to who owns it, who it is, who it's monitored, and how it's monitored, and how a human can override it. Someone must explain AI decision to inspectors. This role barely existed a few years ago. Recruiters are now naming it directly. AI compliance and governance lead is showing up as a distinct job title in pharmacovigilance hiring reports for 2026. It could become one of the fastest growing career in this industry. The last, job number five, pharmacovigilance leader, that is a manager. Managers won't disappear, but managers who understand AI will outperform those who don't. Leadership becomes even more valuable when the tools underneath your team are changing every quarter. And when you are the one who has to explain to your own leadership what's safe to automate and what isn't. Now, let me tell you the AI skills every PV professional needs by 2030. Skill number one, prompt engineering. Learn how to ask AI better questions and how to spot when its answer is confidently wrong. I have given a link for prompt engineering free course in the previous video. You can check that out. Skill number two, AI validation. You have to understand hallucinations, understand confidence level, know when AI is wrong. This is how a documented regulatory expectation. Now not a nice to have skill. Skill number three, data analytics. I have explained in the previous videos Power BI, Excel, SQL, Python, non-negotiable. Skill number four, regulatory AI knowledge, FDA, EMA, the January 2026 Joint Guiding Principles, SIOM's work group report, and if you work with EU-facing products, the EU AI Act's high-risk classification rules for healthcare AI, which apply in full from August 2026. Skill number five, which most people ignore, communication. The people who can explain AI decisions to business teams, and to inspectors will become incredibly valuable. Skill number 6, critical thinking. AI gives answers. Professionals ask better questions. Your next promotion will depend on these skills. Now imagine two PV associates, both have 5 years of experience. One processes cases manually, the other understands AI validation, Power BI, prompt engineering, and signal analytics. Who do you think gets promoted? Companies won't promote the person who competes with AI. They'll promote the person who governs it. The biggest career risk isn't AI. It's standing still while AI moves forward. Pharmacovigilance is not disappearing, it's evolving inside a regulatory framework that, as of this year, explicitly protects the human role at its center. The professionals who evolve with it will build stronger careers than ever before. The future belongs to people who combine pharmacovigilance expertise with artificial intelligence. Now, if you are serious about building a future proof career in pharmacovigilance, comment below, subscribe to the channel, where every week I share practical strategies, AI insights, career roadmaps, and industry updates to help you stay updated and ahead in the race. And I'd like to hear from you. What AI skills are you planning to learn first? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.